Captain Insano shows no mercy, no mercy, no mercy, no mercy, no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day for your ass, boy.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Monday Night Football Show on SportsZone Chicago. I'm Ivan Vargas. That's Luke Nettles. Marco Velasquez will join us at halftime. He's got to work big. Big Daddy got to work, dude. Sometimes you got to put in the hours, pay the cost to be the boss. So, he'll be joining us at halftime, so no worries there. But what's up, man? Long time no see. It's been a long night. It was a long night for me, speaking of last night at fucking game, it was a rough one, man, to say the least. It was a rough one. It started out great. David Montgomery is obviously your best player, but shit happens. But tonight, man, Monday night football, Ravens and Raiders, man. It's a good matchup. I like it. The Raiders are kind of a team they need to show you something. They need to show you something. Chucky on a 10-year deal. Chucky, it's his year 3. The team has kind of regressed. And I don't think it's been the quarterback, Derek Carr. I think it's been more of the coaching and the selections of skilled personnel that's just been lacking for the Raiders. Like, they can find nobody Henry Ruggs for a little bit of last year, yeah, but there's been nobody that's helped Derek Carr. We'll say that. I mean, Josh Jacobs, he's kind of been bottled up. I don't know if I don't know who he is. Like, he looked like he was going to be this monster of a running back. And then he's kind of regressed himself. The Raiders didn't do themselves any favors, I felt like, this draft, but we'll see how today pans out for them. The Ravens, on the other hand, bro, the injury bug is real in Baltimore, and it's Marcus. I think it was Marcus Peters and Gus Edwards.
Gus Edwards. Yep.
Gus Edwards, Marcus Peters went down back-to-back season-ending injuries for both of them. You saw my predictions yesterday. I didn't have the Ravens in the playoffs. I had the Ravens outside of the playoffs looking in, and Lamar's going to have a lot on his plate. We talked about finding him weapons downfield, Luke. Do you think the Ravens provided him with weapons this offseason?
Not at all. Not at all. I think that's where the Ravens are really lacking. Marquise Brown. Let's see. What are you going to do? You going to step up this year? Because really that's their threat outside of Mark Andrews. Obviously everyone knows about Andrews down the middle, the seams, all that good stuff. But outside, you're looking at Duvernay, Marquise Brown, Willie Snead's gone. It just leaves a lot to be desired in the receiving core. You can't throw the ball 50. You can, but it's usually not going to work out too well for you. It's just they're gonna have to tough it out. They did get Latavius Murray and they did get Le'Veon Bell. Mm-hmm. So depending on, how ready to play those guys are, and Le'Veon, I question every now and then, just as like, are you sure you really still want to be playing football, dude? But Latavius Murray, I feel like is a good guy. I think, he put in the work down in New Orleans and out of the Raiders before. So I think he's not a bad little pickup right there. And Le'Veon, like I said, if Le'Veon could get on the page and even just maybe just be that receiving back, I think that would help Lamar immensely. But without those receivers, I think Baltimore's doomed.
Well, he needs some humble pie. I think Le'Veon needs to understand that, hey, bro, you're not the superstar. You're not the focal point here. Mm-hmm. This isn't your team, right? Whatever happened in Pittsburgh, that shit stays in Pittsburgh. If Pittsburgh wasn't even your team, you know what I mean? Like, let's just keep it 100. You were great once. Now you've been bouncing around team to team. You left the best team in the league, in some eyes last year in Kansas City on a bad note. Talking shit to Andy Reid, out the door. Le'Veon's got to. You're talking about your career now, bro. Like let's be real. We're not talking about holding out for being cute, trying to get a contract. You're talking about possibly the rest of your career. So I feel like he has an opportunity here to make some noise. As far as Lamar goes, I feel like it's all on him again. I feel like it's all on Lamar Jackson. There's no help. He's going to have to do it with his legs. He's going to have to, there's going to have to be. They're going to be a running team with two of their top running backs out. You know what I mean? They're going to have to be a running team and work off of that with two of their top backs out. So it's like, what more can Lamar give to this team before the wells run dry?
And vice versa. What can the team give Lamar to help him out? It's similar to Green Bay. They got Aaron Rodgers, but they never want to get him any other extra help. So it's interesting. Like that's great. That's great. You want to be a defensive team, but you can't waste every single draft pick and every free agent acquisition on defense. Like obviously everybody knows Lamar Jackson's an athlete. He can throw. It's just the simple fact that he doesn't have anybody to throw to. So it's like, if the man needs help, get him some help.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Hollywood Brown, Marquise Brown. Let's start calling him Marquise Brown because Hollywood, you can't have a name like Hollywood and not be performing like a Hollywood.
Play like Temecula.
Yeah, play like Reno. You know what I mean? Talk like Vegas, play like Reno.
Right.
But it's going to be that. I don't see any other way how the Ravens are going to play this. Like they're going to have to use Lamar's legs. They're going to have to. It's not going to change. Baltimore's offense is going to struggle. I feel like if I understand you sign Latavius Murray, you sign Le'Veon Bell, they're going to have to work up to speed. But I don't see this Baltimore Ravens offense being anything better than what they have been.
No, I don't think so either. And like I said, it might be a long night for them tonight, so we'll see. But on the flip side, with the Raiders, man, I was kind of digging around some things and saw something that was kind of shocking. So I guess a couple of weeks ago, the Raiders, or maybe a month or whatever, but the Raiders and the Rams were having joint practices, and this guy might be a sneaky little guy, especially if he's pulling this off against this defender. They're saying Hunter Renfrow was torching Jalen Ramsey. So if he's good enough to beat Jalen Ramsey, then Hunter Renfrow may be taking another step. Ruggs has been down there. We know Ruggs is the deep threat. I don't see him as being a possession receiver. He's maybe like maybe four deep ones to him, attempts throughout the game. But it sounds like Renfrow may be in for a little bit bigger load, and that's going to take some pressure off of Waller as well. But like I said, like you touched on at the beginning, Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake, they're gonna have to step up and help out Carr and everybody else because, like I said, that could easily go the same way. If they can't run and they have to throw 50 times, it's not going to benefit either team to throw 50 times.
Yeah, no, it really isn't. I don't think Derek Carr is at his best throwing 50 times.
No,
you know what I'm saying. I don't think he's at his best when he can, when he can use his running backs, when he can, when you can take some pressure off of him. When it's all on Derek Carr, usually the Raiders are in trouble, and that's probably it's a recipe for disaster for them. I feel like a balanced Raiders team is the best option for them to win. Like there's no other way about it. You can't go down. Although he's a good quarterback, I feel like it just doesn't make sense. It never works really. When have the Raiders really been in a shootout? What was it? Maybe Kansas City last year?
When they beat Kansas City, that's probably about it.
And that kind of just they never really went off again.
They almost beat him the second time as well. So
it was a much closer game. But right. I feel like they need to get Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake going 100%. It's like I think we'll see the best Derek Carr if they could find a way to get that running game going.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree, man. Like I said, this is a team. They got the new hype, they got the new stadium, they got their they're at the Death Star now. So it'll be interesting. So obviously we know week one. You can't put too much into it. It's week one. So a lot of these teams, while there was teams that look great, there's still teams that look like they need to put some oil in some joints or gears or something, if you will. But That's week one. That's usually the way it goes. A lot of the starters didn't play anything in preseason. So, for them to get back up and acclimated, like we said yesterday, it's about week 3 is when you start seeing the people, the teams start to gel a little more. Things start clicking. Because I know Green Bay's better than what they played yesterday. So, it's like I said, it's week 1 rust. And they'll shake it off. But both of these teams that we're talking about tonight, though, man, they're especially the Raiders. They're in a tough division, and now the Ravens are as well. So, you got 2 teams in their division now that could be juggernauts. Cleveland kind of missed out with Baker, getting tackled as he was trying to throw the ball away. Pick sealed the game, and then you got the Steelers that looked pretty decent. They fought a hard-fought contest against the Bills. So the Ravens really need to step up. Like I said, but I think it's receiving on their end, and then on the Raiders, I think it has to be the run game that has to allow Derek Carr, take some pressure off of Carr, and then work the ball. They spread the ball around too. And like I said, for the Raiders tonight, I think just do whatever you can to stop Lamar Jackson from running. And, make him pass, force him to pass, and then I think you'll come away with a W.
Anthony Price, Josh Jacobs, checking the injury report, is listed as questionable still. So I'm guessing they're going to go game time.
Yeah,
we'll know when the lights come on. But it's easy to even do. It's pretty much easy to draw out what you want to force the Ravens to do. But can you stop that run? Because I'm not saying they have superstar. You have what. What's the guy's name that's going to start now? I don't even know the third string ref. I picked him up in fantasy, and I completely forgot his name. So, but anyway, whoever they run the ball with, they're going to have to try to, they're going to have to stick with it. I think if you find yourself down 13 points, 14 points, I think it's over.
Yeah, because we talked about that last year, actually the past couple of years, to tell you the truth, but they're not a go down by 14 or 17. We're going to come back and get you. That's another team that needs to establish something, maybe get a lead of in between, say, 7 and 10 points. Because then they can do what they do best, with running the ball. But we'll see tonight. But then, with Lamar, if you guys can run the ball and grind out that clock, then I think that sets the Ravens up well. But the Raiders, I'm not saying they're a great, play from behind team either. But with some of the weapons they have, I would put my chances on the Raiders.
That's what I'm saying. And I told you at the beginning, you asked me who I'm going for. Mm-hmm. And I'm just I'm leaning towards the Raiders. I trust that Lamar's a superstar. I trust he could make things happen. But are those guys, is it going to just be Mark Andrews? Because then all you got to do is go ahead and just draw up a plan to stop Mark Andrews and hope, then you have to hope and pray that Marquise Brown could get up over the top or find himself open. And I just don't, he hasn't proven that he could do that consistently in my eyes. So I'm going to go with the Raiders as well. I just feel like they're going to just be a little too much. Like I said, it could be a low-scoring game because the Ravens still have a good, solid defense. But I just feel like if you find yourself down 10, I think it's ball game, man.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like the Raiders would be able to overcome a 7 to 10 point deficit much easier than the Ravens. But like I said, with the Ravens too, Duvernay, like some of these other receivers they have are going to have to start contributing. They're going to have to work harder. Whatever it is, because if they become, let's say they're one dimensional. Everybody knows Andrews is probably going to have 70, 80 yards. At least maybe a touchdown. But like I said, Hollywood's got to step up. He's got the speed. Duvernay, but they need that third person.
Marquise, Luke, it's Marquise. until he lights it up, it's Marquise.
Okay. All right, we'll go with that. Or we could call him Henderson, Nevada, or whatever we want to call him.
Reno.
But like I said, they need another guy to step up on that receiving core, just to alleviate. I thought when they had Hayden Hurst and Mark Andrews, I thought that was about the best they could have had. But they let him go to Atlanta, so maybe they need to find another tight end to help out. Someone that can block. Especially now when you have a running game with a couple guys that aren't so familiar with your playbook and your schemes. Having extra blockers, big blockers in there, that could help. You know, you might have to just go jumbo. You know what I mean? But it'll be interesting, man. Like I said, because you know, Derek Carr, we've seen Derek Carr have really bad nights too. So it's just going to come down to whoever can execute tonight. And like I said, it's week 1, so I'm not putting a lot of faith in what I see tonight. You know, maybe next week, the third week, I'll start, you know, being able to pick it apart a little bit more. But like I said, we'll see who's ready. I mean, that could be deflating. I mean, I don't know how big a guy Gus Edwards and Peters were in the locker room, but without 2 guys on the field to being some leaders, then, you know, it's hard to say how the team goes. So we'll see. I mean, but like I said, I feel like the Raiders take it. I don't know that it's going to be super drastic. Like, it's not going to be a blowout, I don't think, just because, like you said, the Ravens do still have a pretty good defense. I feel like it's going to also come down to the Raiders' offensive line. You know, if it's not Jacobs, can Kenyon Drake, you know, can they open up some holes for that guy? You know, can he get outside? Can he?
I feel like Kenyon Drake should have. He's a solid back. I just feel like, man, I feel like he should be taking a step too. Like him and Josh Jacobs. Like, you got 2 backs that, you know, looking at their production and looking at like how they kind of started out, like how they came out in the league. I feel like they've taken a little bit of a step back, and he has something to prove as well. Yeah,
no, 100%. But like I said, I mean, it's good for the Raiders. I think it's the run game that's going to have to open everything up for Derek Carr, and then on the Ravens side, I'm thinking it's got somebody else has got to contribute in that pass catching scheme. I mean, they got to have another receiver, because if they can just tee off on Andrews and Marquise, then, you know, that leaves the Ravens with little to go to after that. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun to see who gets the battle. And like I said, I think it's going to come down to offensive lines too, because no matter who the Ravens have, if that line can't protect them, it doesn't matter who you have back there. So I think it's going to be an interesting game for both teams. And we may learn a little bit more about both of these teams as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, coaching wise, I got guys that have been there, that have won Super Bowls, and John Gruden and John Harbaugh. It's going to come down to the guys on the field. You know, I think the coaching is pretty evenly matched. I mean, maybe there might be a mistake here and there, but I don't think the coaches are going to do anything in this game to go ahead and really give it away. Well, I mean, we might be surprised, you know, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be John Gruden. But I just feel like today's game is going to be about that Raiders receiving core and Derek Carr, and you know, working off that run. Like, I feel like they like a good mix. Like I said, the best Derek Carr is a Derek Carr with a running game, you know, and a good mix of run and pass tonight. I think they're just like Anthony said. I think it's somewhere along the lines of like 27-13, 27-14, maybe something like that. 2 touchdowns, somewhere in that middle teens range for the Ravens, while the Raiders are scoring plus 20. But yeah, that's just where it is. Like, you know, there's a lot of question marks. I mean, it's your best cornerback in Marcus Peters. You know, you got a guy in Henry Ruggs that could just leave you.
Yeah.
You know, there's just a lot of question marks for the Ravens. The Raiders, it's a lot of question marks for them, but I feel a little bit more confident with them going into this game than I do with the Ravens. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up right now for the Monday Night Football show. I'm Ivan Vargas. That's Luke Nettles. We will be with you. We will be with you at halftime. I'm going to go get ready to do What's Up, Cuz. Be sure to stay and check that out, 6 to 7, because I think Jason has something to do. 1 hour show today only, but still, join us. I'll be on right in about 10 minutes. We'll see you guys at halftime for Ravens and Raiders. Until then, peace.
Captain Insano shows no mercy, no mercy, no mercy, no mercy, no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.